Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Upkick MMA, episode 341. I am Brendon. All right, UFC Fight Night, Yusuf versus Barbosa prelims, right? There's going to be Darren Elkins versus TJ Brown. The rest of the prelims, we're going to break them all down round by round. If you like this kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel. That way you know the next video is coming out. I really appreciate it. Let's get into the fights. TJ Brown, Darren Elkins. Man, this one, okay, I have a couple things to say. One, Elkins not turning back the clock, but you know what? Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. All right, this fight wasn't a striking heavy bout. Look here, the total striking numbers. I mean, what were they? 15-11 in favor of TJ Brown. And normally, if you were just look at the stat line, like let's say you didn't watch this fight. By the way, go watch it. Go watch this fight. It was fantastic. If you didn't watch this fight and you were just to look at the striking numbers, you'd be like, oh, look at this. Control time, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, 3 minutes and 2 minutes and 50, 1 minute and 48. Oh, boring. I will tell you, there were moments in this fight that were more exciting than a slugfest. It wasn't an all-out, adrenaline thrill ride, right? This wasn't a roller coaster of emotion. It was exciting, and if you ever wanted to introduce any of your... This is a great example. Let's put it this way. This fight is a great example of how you can make grappling entertaining for a more casual viewer. Go show this to your friends who are a more casual viewer and who are a little bit naysay-y. They are naysayers of grappling in general. Like, the two guys hugging each other, that's gay. Like, whatever, right? You pick your stereotypical dude. But the point is, you show them this fight, and they'll have more of an appreciation for how exciting it can be. And then it also puts in perspective, this fight puts in perspective how bad it is when someone just lays in praise. Do you know what I mean? All right, let's talk about it. It takes two to tango, and Brown was the number two for that tango. Brown with the low kicks, Elkins landing the right hand. Elkins gets a double leg takedown. TJ finds his way back up, gets a double leg lift and slam of his own. Elkins gets the back close to a rear naked choke, and he wins this round. 3 minutes and 30 seconds of control time for Elkins, back and forth at moments. This was probably one of the more boring of the 3 rounds, but still fun to watch. 10-9 Elkins. Second round here, Elkins landing a right hand to start the round. Brown landing a hard knee to the head. Elkins with the takedown, Brown going for the switch, then Elkins reverses it back. Holy smoke. Like, the interactions, and this is what I'm talking about. These kinds of things are what make grappling interesting. And Brown, Brown goes for the standing rear naked. Oh, Brown stands back up and gets his own takedown. Brown goes for the standing rear naked choke. Elkins works his way out of it and ends up on top. Brown's back up. And then Elkins ducks under. He gets a duck under and then gets a double leg takedown. When Brown throws a hook, Brown gets back up and gets back on top, and then Elkins reverses again. This round was incredible. 2 minutes and 50 seconds of control time for Darren Elkins. He's up 20-18 for sure. Elkins gets a takedown in the third round. A lot of talk. This is the other thing, is I appreciate what the commentary is doing, right? They're framing this fight in a way that paints Elkins as doing what he wants to do, as to make it just in case, right? Because if this fight does get boring, where there's a little bit of lay and pray, they're talking about how good Elkins is and how much cardio he has and all, TJ Brown's getting tired. The thing is, to the last bell, Brown was working, or not to the last bell, but to the end, Brown was working out of positions. He was trying to fight out of them. He was getting back up, getting takedowns of his own, trying to hit switches, trying to hit reverses. Yes, was he losing the interactions more often than not? Yes. For more time, he was in a defensive position. That's just the nature of how this fight turned out. But Brown worked his ass off. And I give it to him for that. That's fantastic. Elkins ends up getting the rear naked choke. Very nice finish for him. I'm glad he got the finish. I do want to talk about one little thing, though. It's not a little thing. I'm hesitant a little bit. Okay, let me know what you guys thought. Do you guys think Darren Elkins is a little bit punchy, a little bit punch drunk? I mean, I don't think it's controversial. I just don't hear a lot of people mention it. Maybe it's one of those things I'm just not supposed to talk about. I don't know if, like, etiquette-wise, is it just something you don't talk about? Like your uncle's drinking problem. It's like you just don't mention it at Thanksgiving. Maybe I'm doing something taboo here. I just think when I hear him speak, it makes me sad in a way that I don't know if other people feel that way. And he talks about it. He's like, I'm not done. I'm still going forward. And, he's got the ability. I'm not saying he's not a good fighter. He doesn't have a chin or anything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the punches seem to have taken a toll on his cognitive abilities when it comes to speech, the way he moves, the way he, like, his head moves. Like, he almost like moves like this with his head slightly to the side. And it's, like I said, it's I don't like talking about it because it's just a part of the game that's going to happen to a lot of people. Let me know. Am I crazy? Am I seeing something that I shouldn't be seeing? Let me know what you guys thought. Fantastic win by Elkins, by the way. I'm not trying to say he shouldn't be fighting anymore. Not what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying. Ravena Oliveira versus Tainara Lisboa. Lisboa landing a nice right straight. Again, landing a 1-2, countering the low kick for Lisboa. Lisboa staying in tight, pressuring, landing a hard knee to the body. Oliveira with the clinch against the cage and gets the trip. Lisboa gets back up, pushes away into the clinch, gets a trip of her own. Lisboa works her way to the back, landing some ground and pound. That's her round. 10-9. Easy peasy. Now, Oliveira did get more control time, 2 minutes and 15 seconds, but Lisboa had her own control time. She was in better position. She was in a more dominant position, and she outstruck her on the feet 8-4. I gave her that round. Easy way to score for me. Lisboa starts the round with a beautiful double leg, working her way to mount. Dominant round for Lisboa. I gave it a 10-8. Oliveira did absolutely nothing. This is another one of those rounds. She only landed 2 strikes, but you look at the control time. 4 minutes and 47 seconds of control time, 34 total strikes. This is an entire round of domination. This should be a 10-8 by definition. If Oliveira landed one or 2 strikes on the feet, this is not a 10-8, right? Because she did damage on the feet. She did none, no damage. She did no damage in here. I can't do it. No drinks. So I had a 2017 for Lisboa. Oliveira swinging wild, landing a couple shots, but overextends, gets caught into the clinch. Lisboa landing a hard knee in the clinch. Oliveira goes for the takedown. They reverse each other, and then she ends up on top. They are up. Lisboa gets a takedown of her own. Oliveira wins this last round. She outstruck her 11-8. Control time went to Oliveira 3 minutes to 50 seconds. And I gave her this last round, but I still had it 29-27. So looking at the scorecards, everybody gave it 29-28. Nobody gave it a 10-8 round. I kind of expected that from the judges. It's just unusual for them to. Okay, let's talk about something kind of exciting here. Brendon Marotte versus Terrance McKinney. Terrance McKinney. McKinney puts him down with a knee and then follows up, and it's over. Moving on. No, he timed this knee inside, not clinch. It was clinch range, right? They're in tight. And he throws this beautiful knee up the middle, catches Marotte right on the chin. Marotte goes down, and honestly, if they called it right there, I'd be okay. And shit, this fight only lasted 20 seconds, and he had to follow up and get the TKO. So, we could be looking at a record holder if he lands, if they just wave off the fight like that. That's not what happened, so good on him, though. McKinney's dangerous, man. And he's got some issues when it comes to his cardio and finishing a fight and being a little bit more intelligent about his output, but whew. All right, Melissa Dixon versus Irina Alekseeva. Irina throwing 1,000 low kicks at Dixon. Dixon using the jab. Irina throwing loopy shots, but they do have some power behind them when they're landing, even on the shoulders. Dixon is landing the 1-2 very well. Hard right hand from Irina puts Dixon down. Dixon gets back up and defends a takedown again, gets the back. That one big shot from Alekseeva in this round does put her over the top, in my opinion. She outstruck her too, 30-23. Most of those were leg kicks. She landed 18 strikes to the legs. She did get outstruck to the head, 21-11. I feel like those did more damage overall from Dixon compared to the leg kicks, but that one big punch from Alekseeva is what put her over the top for me. I had her up 10-9. Second round here, Dixon using the 1-2 to push Irina back, but Irina just starts swinging, right? She just gets cornered, and then she instantly wants to throw back at you. Dixon counters a leg kick and lands a huge right hand and then gets a takedown right to mount. Dixon works her way to the back. I don't know if I give this round a 10-8 because on the feet it was relatively a little bit back and forth, and there were some strikes landed. I just didn't feel like she did enough with that control position. I don't feel like she did enough damage to outweigh the damage that was on the feet. So 19-19. That's not a 10-8, right? Like I just explained earlier and in the last video, a 10-8 can happen when there's very little striking happening, because if you take the guy down or you take your opponent down in the first second and you just hold them there and you're constantly in a dominant position, you can't have it more clear than that. Irina in her face swinging big again. Dixon landing a right hand in tight. Both women looking tired. Irina gets the head and arm toss, but nothing with it. In fact, she ends up on bottom. Dixon taking the back yet again, getting the mount, and starts landing some nasty elbows. It got real freaking brutal at the end there. 17-10 for Dixon. Striking numbers. Real quick here. Let's go look. I want to see. Somebody gave her all 3 rounds. I don't know how you give. Oh, it was Chris Lee. Are you freaking kidding me? 2 times. Oh, I didn't turn this light back on. No. 2 times, man. 2 times on this card. Derek Clearly and Anthony Manis. Good job, right? We don't always say kind things about Derek Clearly here, but he got this one right. Anthony Manis, same thing. I mean, I think I've said less bad things about him, but Chris Lee giving that first round to Dixon, this is not as egregious. This isn't as egregious as not giving Yusuf the 10-8 in the main event, but this is bad. Melissa Dixon was outstruck. She was knocked down. How do you give her that round? Like, I know the leg kicks and the punches. I get that, but instantaneous damage is worth more than cumulative. It's in the rule book. The striking criteria say that damage done with 1 strike is worth more than damage over time. Right? So if you land 10 strikes that equal the same amount of damage as your opponent landed in 1 punch, that 1 punch is still worth more. Like, he still wins. Chris Lee. You're a disgrace, sir. A disgrace. All right. Chris Gutierrez taking Alatengheili. All right, real quick here. He's also from. I think this is the second Mongolian that they've made Chris Gutierrez fight. I'm like, why are they making him fight all the Mongolians? Gutierrez with the nasty low kick and the hard left kick to the body. Alatengheili looking for the hooks, but he's way too far out. Chris Gutierrez did such a good job with distance management, using his feints. Dominic Cruz kept mentioning it over and over again. I mean, to the point where some people might get annoyed, but I love the way he was just re-emphasizing, this is exactly what he's doing. Pay attention to what he's doing. If you tune in late, you get the same experience as someone who's watching the fight from the start. The hand movement and the kick feints of Gutierrez are great. They just keep Alatengheili at distance. Beautiful performance so far. Looking at the leg kicks here, 21 leg kicks, 10 head strikes from Gutierrez, outstriking him in all 3 points on the body. Easy 10-9. Double hard low kick and leaning back to avoid the return for Gutierrez. Gutierrez landing a kick to the nuts. Not cool. It happened, but not cool. Alatengheili is landing the lead left hook this round, but few and far between. Gutierrez is landing the hard left hands, right hooks. Now with Alatengheili less of a threat in this round. Seems to be slowing down just a little, right? His offense isn't. It's 38-17 for striking numbers. Again, 19 leg kicks, is 16 up top. Lots of good output from Gutierrez. Alatengheili didn't slow down his output. In fact, he increased his output. It's just that his movements were a little bit more stationary, and he was letting himself open up a little bit more, which was allowing Gutierrez to even catch him more than he did in the first round. 20-18. Alatengheili says it was a low kick at one point, but Gutierrez says no. But one of the things I liked about this that Gutierrez did, no one will talk about this because it was a moment on an early prelim fight, earlier in the prelims, not an early prelim fight. But Gutierrez has a low kick. Alatengheili says, "Hey, this was low," and turns away to the referee. And then Gutierrez is like, "No." But Gutierrez gave him a second. They basically reset, and then they continued to fight. A lot of lesser fighters, in my opinion, would have just gone after him and kicked him in the head or done something kind of stupid. Like, I get it. You're supposed to defend yourself. I'm just not a fan of that, right? I think if you feel like you got kicked low and you're protesting, because it works, we've seen it. That's the problem, is if sometimes when you get kicked low, the referee doesn't see it. So you have to react to it for the referee to give you that time for that foul. And people abuse it. They're going to abuse it. You're always going to have people who lie. You're never going to be able to get rid of that. Or not even, maybe they're not even lying. They just feel like they get kicked low. The thing is, that's why we have replay. You can slow it down. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is when someone protests and then immediately gets fucking kicked in the head or something, or gets attacked for that, and then the referee's like, well, just fight on now. I don't like that. Alatengheili gets him to the fence and lands a couple nice hooks in this round. Alatengheili going for the takedown. Gutierez grabbing the fence. Not cool. Gutierez, Imanari rolls, goes for the knee bar right at the end, but doesn't get it. Just a perfect game from Gutierrez, in my opinion. 37-14. Great fight from him. Just beautiful. Beautiful performance. Lots of leg kicks. Fun fight to watch. All right. Ashley Yoder taking on Emily Ducote. This one was weird, man. Ducote landing a nice right hand. Yoder trying to jab. Yoder loops a lot and moves all over, but she doesn't move her head well after she enters, right? She like has all this movement. She's loopy and she's staying on the outside, but the second she enters, she just stands there with her head ready to be hit. She does not move well after she throws her punch. Ducote's faster and tighter with her striking, and she's getting her way out in front for damage. Nice head kick from Yoder landing, and she's starting to throw and find her range and do a better job of staying out of range as the round goes on. Ducote ends the round with a meaningless takedown. Yoder put it together near the end of the round, and I leaned that way, right? So I had her up 10-9, but it was just barely, right? This round you could easily give to Ducote, no problem. But I just feel like as the round went on, like she outstruck her 32-26. It's not that she didn't land strikes, and yeah, you could say Ducote landed bigger strikes. I get that. I just felt the damage went to Yoder down the stretch. It was super close. And again, this might be recency bias in my head, but she clearly outstruck her. I thought she landed some good shots. That head kick was damaging. Just because Ducote doesn't fall over and die when she gets touched doesn't mean it's not a damaging shot. And Yoder does move a lot when she gets hit, so it emphasizes him. Both women are landing, and this is a continuation of the first round. Ducote using the counter lead hook and a right hand as Yoder enters. Ducote landing a hard right hand. Yoder landing a hard left hand, big left hand and a right from Ducote. Yoder is landing some hard stuff too, but Ducote's landing cleaner, right? Every time they land, just Ducote lands a cleaner shots. Ducote wins this round, landing some clean strikes. 35-34 in favor of Yoder, but like I said, Ducote landing the better strikes, and there was only a 1 strike differential. Clearly went in favor of Ducote. Big difference. Look at this first round. 21-11 to the head, 21-19 to the head in the second round, right? All right, last round here. Lots of output from Yoder. She was moving forward. She also got cut up pretty bad. Yoder staying out of range, or she's staying in range too long, allowing Ducote to land. Yoder's pressuring forward to stop this nonstop this round. Yoder landing some nasty knees, great elbow on the break. Ducote landing a hard right hand. Yoder just doesn't have the power to make Ducote pay for her mistakes. Yoder started the round so well, but Ducote started outlanding her as it went on, and she just pulled out in front. 57-35 for striking numbers, 29-28 for Ducote on my scorecard. Let's go look at the judges' scorecards here. I just want to see. Interesting. All right, Derek clearly gave all 3 rounds to Emily Ducote. As much as I might not like his decisions in the past, doesn't mean I can criticize him for this. I think that's accurate. Eric Colon gave the second round to Yoder, but the first round to Ducote. Here's the question. If you gave that first round to Ducote, what in the second round from Yoder made you think that she won that round? See, it's not just, I say this a lot, we're already almost at 20 minutes here, so we'll call it after this, but it's not just about how your scorecard looks or giving a certain round to a certain person. It's the consistency of your judging throughout the fight. If 2 rounds are identical to each other and you score them differently, we have a problem. Or in this case, Yoder essentially had the same amount of output in both rounds, but Ducote landed more up top and more damaging strikes in that second round than she did in the first. And you gave that first round to Ducote, but the second round to Yoder. That's confusing. Salt D'Amato gave the first round to Yoder. I think that's a good scorecard. I know that was mine, but like I said, it could be a 30-27 as well. There's nothing wrong with those scorecards. I think that's all acceptable. Overall, good night of fights. Go watch the main card if you didn't. If you're looking for the breakdown, that's in the last video. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. That way you know the next video is coming out. It helps me out too. I appreciate it. Love you guys. Have an amazing week.